Well, nutrition is one of the key child wellbeing outcomes that World Vision is prioritising, because we know that without nutrition, the rest of the opportunities around a child's life will be compromised and the full potential will not be realised. So for us, nutrition is actually at the heart of the priorities for child wellbeing.
Since Ethiopia has been facing multiple kind of malnutrition problem, the magnitude is huge and a lot of efforts has been done. Unfortunately, it lacks multi-sectoral coordination and collaboration in everyone who is responsible on board. I mean that the accountability mechanism is not as such a strong one and backed with legal framework. So dialogues or consultative meetings like today's is helping to fetch some policy recommendations around legal framework and frame the policy and other aspects in the future. So it will contribute for the legal aspect.
እንግዲህ ያው ይሄ የምክር ቤት መቋቋም ሁኔታ ከፖሊሲው የሚመነጭ ነው። ከምግብና ከስርዓተ ምግብ ፖሊሲ እንደምታውቀው ለረጅም ጊዜ ይሄ ስራ ሲሰራ ቆይቷል። በዚህ ስራ ላይ ደግሞ በተለይ ከምግብ ስርዓትና ከስርዓተ ምግብ አንፃር ብዙ ተዋናዮች ያሉበት ነው። ስለዚህ የፖሊሲውን ዓላማ ከማሳካት አንፃር በተለይም ደግሞ ህጋዊ አካል ያለው ማቋቋምን ፖሊሲው ያመላክታል። ስለዚህ ይሄንን ፖሊሲ ለማስተግበር የሚያስፈልገውን ህግ ለማቋቋም ስራዎች እየተሰሩ ቆይተዋል።
The main purpose of this policy dialogue is to influence key decision makers and to generate policy recommendation for the draft of Food System and Nutrition Council establishments. You know, one of the strategic direction from the approved Ethiopian food and nutrition policy in 2080, you know, establishing and strengthening the multi-sectoral coordination and the governance structure is one of its direction. Despite all the progresses, the establishment of Food and Nutrition Council is underwent through the several stages, and now it is put on hold due to the legal gaps. So the current Ethiopian laws now make provision for the establishment of this Food System and Nutrition Council. Because of that, Right2Grow is in partnership with Ministry of Health had various consultative workshop and advocacy meetings with the Ministry of Health to identify what is the exact bottlenecks of for this delay of establishment of Food System and Nutrition Council, so that we found that there is a legal gaps that not supports the current the establishment of Food System and Nutrition Council. Because of that, to identify the bottlenecks and to support the legal procedure gaps, you know, Right2Grow in partnership with Ministry of Health organized this policy dialogue, and this is exactly where our policy dialogue is initiated.
Today's policy dialogue is key in what we hope to be a change in the future of how nutrition is considered from the perspective of all stakeholders in the country. Key government ministries, it is their mandate and their opportunity to serve citizens in a way that provides a legal environment that has clear policies, action plans. This is really the only way to have a sustainable change in society that's not related to individuals who are there for a period of time, but really can be a generational investment in how nutrition is treated in the way forward.
As you heard from multiple participants, the time is urgent, or the urgency with the matter, since there are a lot of huge burdens in the country. A lot of things have been done in terms of policy landscapes. We have ample policy landscapes, strategies, and guidelines in implementation approaches. But what lacks is the legal framework or accountability framework. So one takeaway is the urgency and the need for this legal framework. The other one is as the justice people and the legal people are recommending for any as part of compulsory process to have this legal or legislative kind of documents. It has to be supported with gap analysis and clear boundary why we need this legal framework or this institutional arrangement or policy framework.
እንግዲህ ከ1097 አዋጅ ቁጥር በነበረ ጊዜ ምክር ቤት እንደ አንድ ያስፈጻሚ አካል ያለበት አደረጃጀት የሚፈቅድ ነበር ህጋችን። ሆኖም ግን 1263 ህግ ከወጣ በኋላ 2014 የወጣው ስናይ ፖሊሱ ቀድሞ የወጣ በመሆኑ አዋጁ ደግሞ ከዛ በኋላ 2014 የወጣ በመሆኑ እንግዲህ በዚህ በ1263 ውስጥ ምክር ቤትን እንደ አንድ አስፈጻሚ አካል አድርጎ አላቋቋመውም። ሌላው ነገር ግን በተለይ ከዚህ ከምግብና ከስርዓተ ምግብ እንዲሁም ደግሞ ከምግብ ስርዓትም ጋር አብሮ ተያይዞ የሚነሳው ነገር ችግሩ ሰፊና የሚታይ ስለሆነ ይሄንን ዴይ ቱ ዴይ አክቲቭሊ ኢንፎርስ ወይም ደግሞ ሊተገብረው የሚገባው አካል ፖሊሲው ያመላክታል። ስለዚህ ፖሊሲ ደግሞ እንደምናውቀው ደግሞ ፍሬምወርክ ወይም ደግሞ የአንድን አገር ሊሄድበት የሚፈልግበትን ማዕቀፎች የሚያመላክት ነው።
Let us help the process further in taking it forward. As I mentioned, some of us are really ready to support the platform, to provide technical support, to provide develop the structures, organogram, processes, everything, and then connect it to the regional. Many of the regions are actually way ahead than the national level. So we can connect the regional ones and the community level ones. So in terms of timeline, please come up with something that is realistic, achievable, and let us all work around that timeline.
We need more experience from the different African countries and what they've done. Brazil is a good example, but does it work for our different contexts from where we are in Africa? I like the idea of having an independent food and nutrition council that is within the office of the Prime Minister, that is above the different ministries, because like we said, it is going to be multi-sectoral.
The council, and if I recall right in the previous discussions, the aim of putting the council on the Deputy Prime Minister office was more of a strategic and giving a push to the nutrition agenda. Right now we have the food system transformation pathways, and the name of this council has been amended to food system and nutrition.
So I think we need to do a stakeholder analysis, because I have a feeling that there are stakeholders who believe very strongly that this council is required. It is possible that there are also powerful stakeholders who are neutral, who are not convinced.
Such a dialogue brings different, sometimes competing priorities, sometimes efforts that may not be complementary to the same table, and offers us an opportunity to really prioritize a joint roadmap forward. So I'm really hopeful about where the actions and decisions from today will lead.
Standing in my leadership, we can facilitate inclusiveness of key stakeholders and facilitate the process of getting those evidences because there are a lot of evidences are there, just to bring together and to articulate and to analyze them. So we'll facilitate that one, and with jointly work with development partners and key stakeholders, we'll facilitate the endorsement process once we have this policy or legislative gap analysis. So I hope we will endorse and realize in the near future within 1 year time.
ህግ ስንል ደግሞ እንዴት ይተገበራል የሚለውን የሚወስን ነው። ከዛ ጋር ተያይዞ ካወጣጡም ጋር አብሮ ተያይዞ በመጣው ቻሌንጅ ምክንያት እንደ አንድ ኦፖርቹኒቲ ደግሞ ዝም ብሎ አካል ከማቋቋም ባለፈ የኒውትሪሽን ስራ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው፣ የምግብ ስርዓት ማለት ምን ማለት ናቸው የሚለውን አካቶ ወደ ትግበራ ቢገባ በአጭር ጊዜ እስከ 6 ወርና ከዛም ባለው ጊዜ ውስጥ ይህንን ስራ የህግ የማርቀቅ የማዘጋጀት ስራ ለመስራት በማሰብ ከመግባባት ላይ መድረስ ተችሏል።
So I can say from this dialogue we achieved that, you know, we exactly identified the legal procedure gaps and agree how to speed up for the establishment of this council. And the second one is Right2Grow is eagerly advocate to have inclusive council space so that civil societies and the private sectors is represented in the council establishment so that they can amplify the voice of the community in decisions and actions. And the other one is, you know, as a part of our policy dialogue, Right2Grow is a good position to influence policies at national level, regional level, and local level, so that we are working in a good triangle.